Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you've had a lovely Christmas. Hey Linda, glad you're here. Um, so it's that weird time, isn't it? In between Christmas and New Year, nobody's entirely sure what day of the week it is. Lots of people are still off work. I'm not. I'm back at work again. Not that this is work, I have another job as well. This is fun. But yes, so this is your reminder. Today is Wednesday. It's not just the day after Boxing Day. So I'm going to do some crafting because I always do live crafting on a Wednesday. I do crafting many other times of the week as well, but this is the time I get to craft with you. So I'm really glad if you're here. I'm going to be playing with some items out of the new spring summer catalogue. So Christmas is now behind me. I am looking forward to the new year. And although I do still have all these Christmas papers left, I'm going to do stuff with them. You'll see as we go. But for tonight, for just now, I'm going to craft with some of the new goodies. So let me flick round and let's get the lights going because it is certainly grim out there and miserable. Right, this is what I am planning on playing with tonight. So these are the Adoring Hearts stamp set and then the Adoring Hearts hybrid embossing folder and dies. So this is going to be interesting because I don't think first of all, I've never used these particular ones. These are still brand new out the packet, but I don't think I've ever used a hybrid die and embossing folder live. So this is going to be interesting to see how this works. The other thing that I'm going to use is it's these papers. So these are the most adored papers. Now these are celebration papers. You can't buy these ones. You can get them for free. So these are ones that you earn with your celebration order. Of course, you can get a quarter pack of them if you go for my paper share, because that includes the celebration papers, which is fun and exciting, but only as an add-on. So you can only get the celebration papers as an add-on if you're buying the other paper share as well. But aren't they gorgeous? Really pretty, really pretty. So I thought I would use this one. This is just, it's just beautiful. Now, let me get I did get some stuff organised before I started, but not everything. Start with my trimmer. And I'm going to chop this in half. So it's got that on the other side, but I want this lovely gold portion. Move them off to one side. And then I'm going to make, see, I was thinking about doing this in reds and pinks, but now I'm actually wondering whether purple might be nice. If I do this as purple, I could do this as a wedding anniversary card. It's my wedding anniversary in January. And it's 8 years, which is copper. This is gold rather than copper. I could still run with this. Let's see. I was going to use, what do you think? Red or purple? Let me know. I'm going to pull both out. And we can have a look and see which we think is going to work best. I think the purple, the gold and the white might be really pretty. But then you can't go wrong. Good old traditional real red. Let's do one of each. Do you know what? Let's do one of each. So I'm just going to do a standard C6 card blank. In fact, I'm going to double up on them. So I am scoring at 10 centimeters, and then I'm cutting at 14.8. I'm going to do that in my real red, and I'm going to do it in my gorgeous grape. There we go. Hi Shona, you're the of the purple camp, are you? I do love gorgeous grape. It is one of my favourite shades. Everybody who knows me knows I love purple. And purple was the colour, was like the theme at our wedding. We had lots that was purple. So let's give it a shot at purple. If I change my mind partway through, the red is right there. But All right, so this this card blank is 10. So 10 and a half. So if I cut this to 10, do I want to have a layer underneath it, or do I want to put it straight on? Do you know what? Let's do it at 10. And then it'll be 14.3 to go in the other direction. And that should, she says, hopefully and optimistically, fit onto my card blank. It does. I like that. I do like this. Red for Valentine's Day. Do you know what? We're gonna do this as a twofer. Two for one. Let's make the whole thing in both red and purple and see which we like best. Because you see, that is pretty. But then this is also pretty. Right. Let's put the card blank down to one side. So we've got the layer on it. Now, let's have a look at these. So I'm going to have a go with this Stampin' Cut and Embossing and see how this works. As I say, I've not done this live before. See, Linda's back onto the purple again. I like both. That's the problem. Both of them are beautiful. We could do a combination. We could do it red and purple. Let's see. Let's see. So what we're going to start off with, though, is trying this. Now, I want to make sure, right, when you're using an embossing folder, you know you've got the flat piece and the raised piece, and the raised piece is the bit that will cut. So now I'm trying to decide, does it matter which side I have as the cutting side? And I do these in red or purple or in white. Let's start with white. Let's get some basic white and give this a shot. Opening up a new pack of basic white just for you lot. Let's see. Let's also see how wide I need to do this. So, you know what? I think half of A4 should do it. 14.8, it works. Now, let's get my cut and emboss. And one thing I will say, see this clear, the glass mat? It's brilliant for using your cut and emboss machine on. Previously, I would use my die cutting machine. It would slide all over the place. It stays really firm on here. So, really pleased with that. Right, let's give this a shot and see how this works. This is a first time, guys. So, if it doesn't work perfectly first time, don't shoot the messenger. Let's make sure that it's fully on, and let's push it through. Actually, haha, it's a 3D embossing folder, so you don't use it with this layer. You need to use it, let's see, 3D embossing folder. I need to go and get my grey plate. That's why it won't go through. Guys, see when you're using your cut and emboss machine, hey Debbie, if it won't go through, don't force it. Check your sandwich. Well, that's what I'm doing here, or else I could have damaged it. When I say I could have damaged it, I'm unlikely to damage the machine. However, I might have ended up damaging the die or the or the folder. I'm just checking this is still working. It does seem to have frozen. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm hoping you can. There we go. Let's see. And again, I'm just going to check. See, it says insert embossing folders, hinge first. So hinge goes in first. Thank you, Shona. Thank you, Debbie, for letting me know. Sometimes I do get a bit paranoid. I do try and watch in a separate screen, and most of the time it shows me, but not always. Ah, right, this is cool. Okay, so you can see I've run that through one pass of my cut and emboss. And look, it has both cut and embossed. Who'd think it? Oh, these are cute. Do you see these? These are really nice. So I've got these embossed heart shapes. That actually worked. Worked really easily. I shouldn't be surprised, but it's the first one of these I've used. Now, what about, because I mean they're nice and white, but what about adding some colour to these? And then you see that in itself is really cute. Actually, you could do that as a layer on a card. You could do like a square card. Ooh, I'm going to keep that piece. Don't throw anything out. There's a use for that. Right, let's get my blending brushes. That's the problem. I've been tidying up, so everything's moved all over the place. Of course, everybody coming into this room would be going, tidying up, Emma, which part have you actually tidied up? And they would be very rude. Okay, so let's try this. So you've got 2 of those, 3 of those. Oh, you've got 3, 3 and 3. There we go. We've got 3 of those, 3 of those, and 3 of those. Let's start with the real red first. I'm just gonna, this is very much just trial and error here, guys, so I think that works though. Looks quite nice. What do you think? Pretty? Let's try it with the other one. That one there. And then let's try the final one. Actually, I prefer holding it down with my take a pick tool. Saves my fingers getting all red and inky. Although I'm just going to burnish that a wee bit more. There we go. Actually, that one might be nice and green because of the leaves, but right now somewhere I have chamois. you know, I do have the official chamois that came with my glass mat, but I think I've tidied it away somewhere, so I'm just going to use this chamois just to wipe off that bit of ink. And let's try it in the purple now. See, that's pretty. Final one. Chamois again. Cool. Right. So then, hey Sandra. There we go. So there's the red one and the purple one side by side. And there's the different pattern, the real red and the purple. And then final one, real red and the purple. Now, there's something I want to try. I haven't tried this before, so we're really very much in the realms of experimenting here. Let's get a blending brush. Right. Oops. Okay, we're going to try something here. This is very much an experiment because I haven't tried this before. So this is the metallic enamel effects. I'm pretty sure this is like the main catalogue. I'm just going to double check this before I start. Because if it's not, and if somehow it's retired, then there's no point in trying this. I think it's still, yes it is, it's in the annual catalogue. So the enamel effects basics, there's two different packs. This is the copper, gold and silver, and then there's another one which is pearlized black, real red and white. And somewhere there is the studio thing which comes with bits for doing ink stuff on, but I'm just going to be really reckless. I'm going to do it directly onto the mat. You like the enamel effects? It takes ages to dry. Well, I am going to try something a bit mad. So I have put some of the enamel effects onto my glass mat using a fresh blending brush. I'm going to see how well it blends. Do you know what? This actually worked quite nicely. It's quite sticky and it seems to be picking up lots of little bits of fluff. I'm going to put a little bit more on and then I'm going to show you what this looks like. But actually, this works quite well. What do you think? Can you see the shimmer on it? Try and hold it up to the camera, let the camera focus. Come on. It's not focusing in on it, but you can maybe see There's a slight shimmer to that. And if I can pull it down, get it to focus on it. Can you see that? It is an interesting effect. I'm actually wondering what it would look like over the top of one of the ones I've already done with the colour. I'm in this mood now. Experimentation. Ooh, that's interesting. Right, I'm going to do half of the heart so that you can see what it looks like. Hopefully it'll be really obvious. Do you see? So one half has got the gold shimmer on it and the other half hasn't. It's just the purple and the matte. Almost makes it look slightly pinkier as well, just because of the colour and the gold. Of course, the other thing is I could just use the metallic. I'm going to wipe this off because I'm going to put my arm in it otherwise. And end up with a gold elbow instead of a black cardigan. Now this takes a little bit more cleaning off than the ink did, but that's not surprising. Do you know what? As far as experiments go, I think I would call this one a successful one. This has worked quite well. Right, let's use the gold enamel effects. Just tiny amounts here. Use this, it's a lot easier. There we go. Now, this, as Debbie quite rightly pointed out, takes a while to dry. If I hold that up, what do you think? The gold enamel effects around the edges. So we've got some that are just plain red, some that are plain gorgeous grape. Let's put a little bit more gold on this one. It does end up very sticky. And it feels a little bit like I'm taking some of the ink off, but that's that one completely golden. Let's just make this down a bit. I'm making a right mess here tonight. Oh, while I've got my embossing brush out though, I will share a picture with you, but my lovely husband Tom made a fabulous Christmas cake for us. It's a chocolate macadamia Christmas cake, and it's iced in chocolate ganache, and we had this gold star on the top, and as we were spraying on the gold spray, it was getting a bit blotchy, so we used a brand new blending brush and blended in the food safe gold colouring onto the top of the Christmas cake. So there you go. These brushes have multiple uses. I think if you were going to use it for food, make sure you use a brand new one straight out the packet. And they're technically not billed as food safe, so I would be cautious. but it worked a treat. And the cake looked amazing and tasted delicious. It did have the best part of a bottle of rum in it as well though. So, right, let's pop that gold one over just to one side. And let's see. Ooh, need to remember to stay on camera here. Three of them in the centre like that. You see, just that in itself is beautiful. It doesn't have to be over the top. Or you have the purple version. Now, see, now the creative juices are firing. Let me get another piece of red card. I've got an idea here. And I can't just use the other piece of red card that I've already got because I've already done a score line on it. But all will become obvious in a minute. Okay, cutting this to my 14.8 to get my card blank. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to score at 5.2 and then turn the whole thing around and score again at 5.2. And what this should give me is a gatefold. So a center folding card. So if I just put that together, there we go. Now I can cut this in half. I could put a strip of it there and a strip of it there. Then what I'm thinking is these go on. Actually, the three colours might be pretty. Let's cut this in half first. So let's do it at 4.8. And 4.8. And then that will fit on pretty close to perfectly. I'm pleased with that. Need to get some new bits of Tombow. End of the year, end of the Tombow. Put that down. Right, now I can do, one of the things you can do which is quite nice is a sliding lock that goes down the centre there. I don't think I want to do anything quite that complex though. I think I'm just going to stick these on. And part of me wondered whether they needed to have panels, but actually I think just sticking these on here like so down the centre. So what I want to do is first of all line them up so that I have them positioned where I want them to be. I'm going to stick the centre one down first, but I'm only sticking half of it. So I want those ones to go to this side, this one to go on this side. So let's just put glue on one half of my heart. And then let's position it where I want it to be, like so. And now let's do the same, but it's the other side of the heart this time that I want for the ones top and bottom. Ah! Don't drop it accidentally. And if you do, don't panic. There you go. Wiped off the glue. No one's any the wiser. Nobody saw anything. That's the thing. If you're quick enough, you just wipe it off with a clean finger. 9 times out of 10, you're fine. And on the 10th time, what you do is you just cover it up with an embellishment of some sort. I remember somebody once talking about beautifully decorated cakes. If you ever see a flower or a heart or something in an unusual looking place on a cake, it's probably because somebody's accidentally stuck their finger in it and made a hole. Right, what do you think of that? So it opens up, so we've got the hearts. I like that. There's still just a little bit of glue on the front there, so I'm just going to use my glue eraser, which I can hardly craft without. There we go. What do you think? Let's do something on the inside. Probably just a white panel there, I think. Let's get the rest of my whisper white, and let's do the sentiment. So 10 centimeters by 14.3. And that's just going to be my layer to go in the center. Mini butterflies covered up any faux pas. Absolutely. Right. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this stamp here, Your Most Loved, but I'm going to do the little bits, the You Are Most in the Gorgeous Grape, and then Loved we'll do in the Real Red. Let's just put that on here. Line this up. Let's get my pens. Red. I haven't stuck the layer inside first yet. I prefer to stamp on the layer and then stick it in. And that way, if something goes wrong with my stamping for any reason, I can turn it over and do it on the other side. Because paper's got 2 sides for a reason, and I am not perfect. I actually think the Gorgeous Grape and the Real Red go nicely together. I know I was saying one or the other, but actually using both, I think, is the way forward. There we go. Now, this is an absolutely brand new ink stamp, so might have been better to clean it before I used it. The photopolymer does have a very slight coating on it, and I've ended up, I'm just going over with my pen some of those bits just to make it even nicer. There we go. You are most loved. Let's now stick that inside. Yes, the one in the book underneath the sentiments It is a beautiful one. I haven't got that. I don't think I've got it yet. I am going to get it. I was being strategic. I didn't want to get too much until celebration has started because I want to get all my freebies. Lots and lots of celebration freebies. January is the best time to purchase, guys. As much as we've got the hostess code showing there below, I actually wouldn't do it at this time of year. I would wait until the 4th of January when celebration starts. There we go. So that's our card. Just going to crease that a little bit more so that it folds nice and flat. And there we go. What do we think that should be, for Valentine's or for wedding anniversary? It could go either way. You are most loved. Using that set. Lovely. I think that's actually worked out quite well. What time is it? 8:20. Do another one. What else can we do? Still got the rest of these hearts. I wonder if this is dried yet. Yeah. See, I've only used 3 hearts. I've still got 3 more. Let's see. This one I did with a red base. I have an idea for this one. Okay. This is very much making it up as we go along, guys. So you're just going to have to roll with me. Let's put this in at 7.4, which is halfway down. And then I'm going to take it in to the center. I'm going to chop that off to have like this. There we go. See, then I was thinking of putting that piece on here. See, actually doing it this way, I think looks quite nice. Let's use some more of this paper. So, let's use some, the one with the red hearts. Should we use this as well? No, I'll use that for something else. Because I want to use these leftover hearts that are here. Let's use this bit of paper. You see, I've got the flowers in gold on one side and the hearts on the other. But actually, I love the flowers, but it's not those ones I was thinking of using. I was thinking of the hearts on one side and then this lovely kind of checked tartan piece on the other. That's the piece I want to use. So I'm going to cut a piece of my DSP, which is 2 3/4, which should fit onto there. Yep, 2 3/4 inches. And then I want to do it to, what would that be? 3 and 7/8. Basically measuring so that I have a piece that fits on there like that. You see, I want a piece of this to fit either along the bottom or along the centre. So now I'm wondering whether it would be best doing it in the red and the red. Have the 3 hearts just layered on top of each other, and then have this piece over here. Do you know what? Let's get my red. Let's do a piece that is five or 6. Let's do 6. 6 centimeters, and then scoring at 10.5 to create a piece that's like that size. And if I put that in there, this is like a multi-joy fold. So we have that piece that opens and that piece that opens. Let's put the hearts on there. Yeah, so if that's 6, then I want this to be 5.5. And that's 10.5, so I want this to be 10. Yep, right, let's stick this down. There's my glue gun. There we go. Sometimes somehow feels very naughty putting glue on the gold fancy side, but I just love these little red hearts. They're really cute. Let's now put my gold tartan piece on the other side. And now let's position this where I want it to be. Put that about there. Glue on this piece. Put the whole thing over. Turn it around, position it while it's still wet, while the glue is forgiving. There we go. That's in the centre, looks good. Let's do my little white layer though. So that's 10.5. So again, I want that just to be 10 by 5.5. Just have my layer right in. There we go. My layer to write in, but I'm going to stamp on it. And what have I just said about making sure that I stamp it first before I stick it down? It's a very sensible thing to do. Let's hope that this just works. Celebrating you. I think that's a nice one. This time, let's do it. Let's clean off the stamp. Clean off the stamp before I stamp it and see if it makes a difference. I was very fortunate when I was in Vegas. We got to go to Canab and see the Stampin' Up manufacturing facility, and we saw them making photopolymer stamps. It was really, really exciting. In fact, the lovely Sandra, who's watching tonight, she was there with me, and we had a fabulous time. And we got to see them actually making some of the stamps that are in Celebration and also in the Spring Summer catalogue, which is really cool. It was definitely a once in a lifetime trip. As much as I had a fabulous time, I don't know when I would ever be back. It was very hot. I mean, it's literally in the middle of a desert. And it was quite a long trip to get there as well, although there was a massive road trip. I think there was 30 of us went, and we did have a good time. And my fan came in incredibly useful. It was a fad road trip. Celebrating you. There we go. I think that's worked out quite well. Did the red, the real red I used for the word celebrating, and then my gorgeous grape I used for the other one. Where did I put the other stamp? Might as well clean that off as well. There we go. So we've got Celebrating You on the inside, and that bit goes over, and then this bit goes over. And now let's just decide what order these should be in. On the front, a little jaunty ankle. I think dimensionals for these for way forward, rather than just putting them flat. So just looking to see. Yeah. Put that one on there, and then that one is going to stick on. On there. There we go. So there is a triple heart joy fold card celebrating you. There we go. So what do you think? Those are my two cards for tonight, both of them using the Adoring Hearts stamps, dies, and hybrid embossing folder, using the Adored papers out of the Celebration catalogue, doing one in Real Red, one in Gorgeous Grape. What do you think? Debbie's giving me lots of hearts. They almost remind me of Love Hearts, the sweeties. So I can see me actually doing these in pastel colours and having a whole scrapbook page. Could actually be a lot of fun. That's one for another night then. So I hope you have enjoyed this evening. Let me flick back to me and let me internal fog lights so that it doesn't look quite so mad. There we go. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed what I had to share with you. The next time we see you, it'll be 2024. Exciting. So I hope you have a fabulous Hogmanay for all those of you celebrating Hogmanay and celebrating New Year's Eve, as the rest of the world calls it. And then have a fabulous 2024. May it bring you lots of love and blessings and joy and crafting. Take care, everyone. See you next week. Bye.